When I took the suitcase out of the box, I immediately noticed the quality that would follow. In the following video, I don't focus on the flavor profile produced by the grinder, but rather on its functionality and ergonomics in everyday use. The burrs don't touch each other, so the packaging includes 3 washers that are placed under the bottom burr. I added 1 washer, but most people use 2. The way you change the burrs to replace or clean them is really one of the easiest methods. The bearing is truly a brilliant idea, as it perfectly aligns the top and bottom burrs, which is not guaranteed with all grinders. The grinder is really silent even at 1,600 rotations per minute. The reason I press the dial down is to show that when we press the hopper while the grinder is cutting coffee, the top burr shifts down, which makes the grind finer. I quickly started the marker test to check the perfect alignment that Varia promises, and no one in the reviews takes the effort to show us this. The result was dramatic. Simply put, according to geometry, if 2 lines are parallel, they will never have a common point. If they have one common point, then all their points are common. According to this test, it shows that the burrs are not only not parallel, but they are far from it. An equally important issue is that the dial moves very easily when pressing the hopper, but not during the coffee grinding, which was one of the main problems with the VS3. I placed 3 washers and ground 1 kilogram of coffee. Immediately after, I opened the grinder to clean it and noticed that the bottom under the blade wasn't visible. A layer of coffee had formed. This was likely due to the fact that the washers raised the bottom blade by 0.03 millimeters, creating a gap. Additionally, I think this might also be related to the amount of oils in the coffee. Unfortunately, I didn't record a video of it. They've placed a magnetic coffee exit with springs so that it moves up and down to release any stuck coffee. However, this isn't practical. Personally, I preferred to knock it. Now we see the grinder after 250 grams of coffee. I opened it to clean it and noticed that it was retaining coffee at the top of the exit tube. One additional detail that caused me a problem was the cup. The cup is also very high quality. They've placed a magnet on the bottom of the cup as well as a magnet on the base of the grinder. When I placed the cup on the scale, the magnet would attract something inside the scale, which caused the measurement to lose its accuracy. These photos are from the internet, and I'm showing a few parts of my previous grinder, the DF64 V2. In the first photo, you can see 3 silicone mounts where the top burr and its carrier sit. In the second photo, there's the top burr carrier, which holds the spring from the third photo, along with a silicone O-ring. Honestly, I think this design is pretty unreliable. The silicone mounts can wear out or dry up quickly, which will definitely affect the burr alignment. Additionally, the O-ring hasn't been lubricated, which might make it harder for the burr to move properly. The spring is actually what stops the top burr from being parallel to the bottom one. When I removed it and tested it by hand, I got perfect alignment. On the other hand, the VS6 by Varia uses only 4 springs and has the burr built directly into its base. This means you don't have to worry about wear and replacements parts. In the fourth photo, you can see the DF64's carrier without the burr installed. The internal burr supports are super thin, which makes it really hard to use the aluminum foil method to fix alignment. Furthermore, when the burr is installed, there are gaps between the carrier and the burr greater than 0.01 millimeters, making it impossible for the upper and lower burrs to have the same center. Instead, the VS6 gets it right. It uses a bearing to keep the burr exactly centered, just like the Lagom P64 does. Another issue with the DF64 is that you have to remove the grind indicator every time you clean the grinder, which means you always have to reset the 0 point, and it never be same. The VS6 doesn't have this problem. The 0 point is always the same. Strangely enough, it's not at number 0, but at -4. As for the DF64's motor, it's really loud and makes the whole counter shake. Personally, I don't mind the noise for the 10 seconds it takes to grind, but the VS6's motor is on another level. It's brushless, has adjustable speed, and is truly silent. As for retention, the DF64 holds 0.4 grams without the hopper use and 0 grams with it. The VS6, without the hopper use, retains about 0.8 to 1.5 grams, but with the hopper, it drops to 0.2 to 0.4 grams. Many will say that I can't compare 2 grinders with such a price difference. In fact, the VS6 has double the price. I won't tell someone that it's worth paying that amount of money. But in my opinion, it's not worth buying a grinder with such a poor construction as the DF64. Cons 1. In my opinion, the burrs are not parallel as promised by Varia. The response from customer service via email was that the marker test is unreliable and that alignment is checked with special tools at the factory. 2. The system with the addition of washers feels like a temporary solution. 3. The dial moves too easily. 4. The retention could be lower, especially in a system with burrs that don't use screws and have additional gaps. 5. The carrying case gives a sense of quality and safety, but it could be replaced with a standard box to reduce costs. 6. The burrs are expensive. Pros: 1. Incredible build quality. 2. Extremely quiet. 3. Small size, ideal for home use. 4. Brushless motor with adjustable RPM. 5. Supports both conical and flat burrs. 6. There are 9 burr sets available. So, regarding the question of whether someone should buy this grinder, my opinion is as follows. If someone doesn't care about the alignment of the burrs or believes that Varia is correct and the burrs are parallel, then it is quite a good option, because it is a very high-quality build. The distributor in Europe provides excellent support. They answered all my questions before the purchase and gave me a great 20% discount. Even after the purchase, when I shared my concerns, they quickly provided possible solutions, with the final solution being that I returned the grinder after 2 months, and they refunded my money, which happened as promised. So I would choose Bean Bros for purchasing the grinder, as they were faster and more helpful than Varia itself. In this price range, I would recommend that someone also look into the Eureka Single Dose Pro. Unfortunately, I haven't tried it myself to give an opinion.